This is a Headgum podcast.
Can I sit there?
Yes, you can. Carrie, you can
Yes.
sit. Either of these.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
great. I don't want to be in
If
your
you
way.
insist on being here.
I came all the way. I don't insist. You want me to go?
I mean, if you need your mommy here. That's
No,
fine.
he doesn't.
Well, if you need your son here, I guess. That's how this works.
Whatever you want, Dave.
Yeah, I can leave.
I'm on your show. Whatever you want to do. Would you like her to listen out there?
No, it's you're fine. I've had a couple people in here who I don't know, and I
That's
go,
annoying.
they're like,
I'm not going to say anything. I just thought it would be fun to see you.
I mean, it does not air, but it streams on. You can see it.
You guys want me to go pick you up some?
No, we're good. You can stay.
Do we put these on?
No, I don't. You can if you'd like.
No, I'm not gonna.
Well, it's about comfort and style. Chris, this seems a little low to me. Is this
low?
Not too low, but
You
is
could
it
talk
okay
louder.
for you?
Just see.
Also, it's kind of warm in here. Whoa!
Whoa, why is it doing this? Okay.
Thanks for coming down
I think it should
or
be
across.
okay.
Right? You're in Jersey.
No, down from
You have both.
53rd Street. I have a show today.
You have a show.
I have a show today.
I was Googling. I try not to know anything about the guests when they come in.
Yeah.
And
I have a show.
you have a show on late night television.
Yeah.
Like old time television.
People mostly watch it on YouTube, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's the kind of thing. This is
How's this? Is this good?
that's
I don't have my headphones up.
that looks like it's perfect. This
Is
is
that comfy?
I did it myself. I have a
don't
production
mean it.
company. Hey, what's up?
And you produce
After midnight.
okay. Well, it doesn't. I don't know what your work hours are, but you produce.
Too far?
Here, move the table.
No, this is good.
No,
right here.
seriously.
This is good. Right, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
But
We
you
produce a
produce
show 4 nights a week.
Lord of the Rings pinball machines.
Well, that's kind of for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do two things on the weekends. I refurbish old Lord of the Rings.
Mhm.
I mean, I'd like to say I make them. I repaint them, but I race dirt track.
You like BMX?
No, I have a rebuilt Shelby Cobra, and a couple of us race on old muscle cars on the weekends.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, like GTOs, stuff like that.
Okay, you don't have
Yeah.
to be a dick about it. But
Is it okay if I'm lying about all of that?
yeah, sure.
Great.
GTO stands for General
Get
Trade.
the out.
Get the out. It sounds like they missed a
It was
letter.
German. It was German. You always put the
Oh,
he killed himself. He jumped the building off.
I see.
That's how Germans
Oh.
do it.
So that's where they got the inspiration for Yoda.
Please tell me we're rolling on all of this.
Yeah.
This
I never
this is
roll.
full
it's cool.
magic.
Yeah. Now, Stephen, we've never
Oh,
met
that's
before.
hot.
Oh,
I'm sorry, that's so hot. I didn't think.
did you want a cold?
No, I just think it was hotter than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
please. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Chris.
Action.
Okay.
Action
We're
and stay seated.
and wait a second. I'm taking this off.
You too hot?
Yeah, it is really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think the AC is just on the fritz.
Oh,
Well,
that's
it
good.
is
Well,
not
that's-
spring yet. So there's no reason there should be.
I'd
AC.
say spring has sprung. It was a beautiful day today. Walking, I took, the way I get here is the subway to Union Square. The farmers market's out there, and it was.
Is the farmers market happening right now?
Yeah, in fact, I don't know where my bag is, but it's got a dozen eggs in there, farm fresh, some with little feathers on them.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
They don't even take the feathers off?
they put them on. They glue them right on. It's like a craft project. No, but it came right from the
old
hen's vagina.
Cloaca.
Yeah, cloaca. Yes.
Thank you.
Wait. Where did I just learn that? Wait, cloaca.
Beautiful name. If I ever had a daughter.
Have you thought about adopting just for the name?
Just for the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I want to name a child Chlorine.
Chlorine.
I thought that would be a beautiful girl's name, Chlorine.
For some reason, my daughter, we got two fish. I got couple years ago for her birthday. She said she wanted fish, and I thought, oh, this is a great way to teach her responsibility. You know,
Teach her about death.
I got that covered. Okay. That's all done. I take her for her birthday. I take her to the Holocaust Museum every year. Okay. And
just like slices of pizza on a plastic tablecloth, and then back out to the ball pit.
No, I don't. I'm not in there with her. I just put her in. I say, let her out in 3 hours. Let her figure this stuff out. It's a good way because she's sort of, I've been doing it for a while, and I.
How old is she now?
She's 8. She just turned 8 a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I took her to the Apartheid Museum in Johannesburg, which is rough.
Mm-hmm. And you finish every family trip by saying, "And now, why do bad things happen to good people?"
Yeah. Okay. And then I flip a coin like that. And I go.
Then you go, "The stars blindly run."
Then I do her tarot. I read her tarot.
That's dangerous. Getting involved in tarot.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you saying that from like a Christian-based philosophy?
I'm saying that as a human.
Why is it dangerous to get into tarot?
Tarot is very powerful.
Oh, you're saying if you don't harness the power, you can't, a mortal can't, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You can't harness the power of tarot because what's powerful about tarot is the images are archetypal images.
Right.
And you will respond to them. They're meaningless in terms of like predicting the future or what kind of person you are. It has no connection at all.
No, that's not
Worse
true.
than astrology. But the thing is that
Wait, you don't like astrology either?
I don't dislike astrology, just that it has no meaning. But
wow. Now,
the images in the tarot card are so powerful that I never want my tarot cast because I'll invest it with meaning. Do you know what I mean? I won't have any power.
Well, I think that's the entire point of it.
No. People believe it has meaning, and
but if you invest it with meaning, then it has meaning.
No, it's external to you. It has meaning external to you, and you're to interpret it and see what that meaning has to do with your life. When in fact, you're investing all the meaning in there yourself, and you can sort of be trapped by the power of these images when in fact they have nothing to do with your life.
You mean if you're susceptible and or gullible?
Oh, I don't even know about that. I'm pretty skeptical about the whole thing, but
susceptible
and skeptical.
That was the name of your comedy team, right?
Susceptible and skeptical?
Yeah. Wait, but if you
It was actually Contents Under Pressure. That was the name of my
Was it really?
Third Rail Comedy in Chicago.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Actually, do you want to really know the name of my improv group when I was in Chicago?
I think Contents Under Pressure is pretty good.
There was Contents Under Pressure, and also Third Rail was actually another real one. The No Fun Mud Piranhas.
The No Fun
Mud Piranhas.
That's a terrible name.
It was, but when we were forming the group, we were so enamored with the yes and that.
Oh boy. Now that's more dangerous than tarot. I think yes and will send you down a really bad track.
It's dangerous. Saying yes to things will get you in a lot of trouble. It's adventurous to say yes. Like improv, like especially if you get into it young and if you're sort of a lost person, which I certainly was, it turns into a philosophy. It turns into an entire worldview.
Well, that's the knock on it. That's part of the knock on the whole yes and thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you start applying it in every aspect of your life, and then that's chaos.
Yeah,
fruitful chaos. A lot comes of it.
Well, there's a movie called Yes, where Jim Carrey spent a month, I believe, not saying no. That philosophy.
Is it a documentary?
Yeah, it's like a bio, like a. What do you call it when it's like half doc? It's the guy who did Touching the Void, where it's dramatized doc.
A drama-doctory?
A drama-doctory, yeah.
No, that's a two-hump
that's
camel.
An elephant.
That's a two-hump camel, a drama-doctory.
It's like Touching the Void, or where
It's a dramatization.
But with a doc. It's a doc.
But it's got some scenes that are acted.
Yeah, because they didn't have cameras, at the...
part of it's true and part of it's lying, is what you're saying, because...
All film is lie. Godard told us that. Every edit is a lie.
Is that what Godard said to you?
That's what he said to me, yeah. And then he said, extra mayo, please, if that's okay.
You know, I've been thinking about French filmmakers this weekend.
Oh.
Because I saw...
Oh, right. It's March.
Yeah. It's French Filmmaker Month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be Women's History Month, and they switched it over to French filmmakers.
Yeah. That'll go too.
I saw The Conversation with Hackman.
Mm.
You know, Gene Hackman, we just found out, died in a very upsetting way.
Spoiler alert.
Yes. You're going to send this podcast into the past? Is this being injected via wormhole to a period of time when he was still alive?
People might not know, and people might be...
Everyone knows that Gene Hackman's dead.
I don't...
come on.
I don't know about that. I bet I could call my little sister.
How old is she?
Well, 50-something.
Can you call her right now?
I'll call her.
Call her right now and say...
All right.
Just say... Is there anything you know about Gene Hackman?
I will call
in
right
the news.
Now. I will call.
How can we do this in a way that won't give away that he's dead?
She'll either know it or not.
Do you know anything about Gene Hackman? What do you know about Gene Hackman right now? Maybe how about that way? Anyway,
I never call her.
How long has it been since you've called her?
Oh, maybe there's a thing on here. Wait, that's WhatsApp. Oh no, here we go. All right, I'll put it on speaker.
Is this like months since you've talked to her?
Yeah.
I'm glad I could facilitate this.
Hey, Julie, real quick, I'm doing this podcast or recording it now. And just I'm going to put this as simply as possible. What do you know about Gene Hackman, the actor?
Oh, not very much.
Okay. Any news or anything?
Well, I know that they found him and his wife and his pet, all dead.
All right, this conversation's over.
I accept your apology.
Okay. All right.
So I've been thinking about Gene Hackman. A lot of people have been watching, Gene Hackman movies. This beloved actor has passed in unusual circumstances. So I watched The Conversation this weekend, which I'd never seen. I thought I'd seen it because I'd seen so many clips.
Yeah.
But I watched The Conversation. You ever seen it?
I have, yes.
It's incredibly anxiety-inducing.
Yes, yeah.
And very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Very brilliant. But I kept on thinking I think this is an influence of Truffaut and Godard and people like that. I'm feeling that in Coppola's work in that. It seems French.
It was an influence on
No, he was influenced by the French New Wave.
Probably, yeah. I think, they all had a big love of Truffaut, that whole Spielberg, Lucas, Coppola.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple others in that group. Farrelly brothers. Who else was hanging out in the
Larry,
the cable
Larry
guy,
Flint.
Larry Flint, and Larry the cable guy were all influenced by Truffaut. Yeah,
Fart.
and Truffaut was in Close Encounters.
Yes,
as he
played the Devil's Tower.
He played the Devil's Tower. That's right.
Yeah,
in the mashed potato version. Not the actual. He's not that tall.
No,
he's smaller.
It was actually Truffaut's head underneath all those mashed potatoes with the dry.
It's kind of like how they did when the Alien.
Yeah.
and Alien was influenced by Cocteau.
Can you say Cocteau?
Do you want to bleep out the toe part?
Sure. We can
Okay. Because it means something different in French. And Colbert in French is the translation is.
It actually means renowned mariner, but it doesn't mean that because I'm not French. That's all a lie. Why
do you keep subverting these little?
But it's true. It's not. What else have I subverted, friend?
Oh, you were like, that's a lie. The GTO thing, the dirt thing. Is it
I love
okay
lying.
to lie? Lie, but just don't go. Oh, that was a lie.
No, but the Colbert thing is. It's kind of a true lie, is because we thought the family name was pronounced Colbert.
Okay.
Because the story was that the family back in Illinois, in Southern Illinois, back in Alton, said that they were French. We're like, why would they say they were French? They were like dirt poor farmers who like were horse thieves and stuff like that. Like they had a rough life. I'm like, why would it even matter to them that they were French?
Right.
And so he said, it must be French. It turns out I'm 100% Irish. And it's Colbert.
Colbert,
they would say. Like Colbert.
So in like Gaelic, what would that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah. Okay.
I speak American. But Gaelic is actually Scottish. Irish people speak Irish.
Am I thinking of Celtic?
No.
I thought Gaelic.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
I thought Gaelic was Irish.
A lot of people do that, but Gaelic is Scottish.
And are the Irish aware of this? Because they might be.
We're trying to figure out how to break it to them.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be awkward.
There's so many. They've already printed up the
money. Yeah,
they've printed up all the tourist stuff, saying, "Hey, it's all Gaelic. It's Irish."
So I'm, unless this is another one of your lies, I've just learned something.
I'm not actually French, but now I'm stuck with the pronunciation.
Not that part. That Gaelic is Scottish,
more
and not
interesting
Irish.
Than me. That's more interesting.
I didn't qualify it on a level of what's interesting to me.
All right.
I do, because I have tried to tell this story on your show whenever I've done your show, and I've done it.
And I prevent you?
No. We just never get to it. It's one of those things I'm sure you've experienced where...
I will point out to the audience, if you go watch the interviews that I've done with David on my show, they're very much like this.
Yes.
There is a plan, and it is never achieved.
People really believed that
you got mad and left?
That I got mad and left.
That's good.
Oh, it's great. It's just, I can't believe people are that, like, you thought that was, I really got upset by whatever that dumb thing was that I don't remember. And I didn't, clear it with you or anything. I just did it and you went with it.
Yeah.
But
I would love a guest to really get up and leave.
That'd be pretty.
I've come close to people taking off the mic and walking away.
Really?
Never actually happened.
Like who?
Who's the DC rep? She was the DC rep for years. 3 names, Congresswoman, ton of fun. She was the rep for DC, like the non-voting rep for DC.
Yeah.
She got so mad at my character that she went to take off the mic, walk away in an interview I was doing with her. And my producers, my crew went, no, please sit down. And after it was over, I said, don't ever convince someone to stay.
Yes.
Please never do that again.
Yeah.
All I want is what their real reaction is. And so, and then also Senator Bob Kerrey got really mad at me because it was pretty early on in the old show. Mm-hmm. And he arrived late, so I didn't have a chance to tell him, like, hey, I'm doing this in character, and he's an idiot. And
these were like the pre-taped interviews?
No, this one pre-tape was
the woman.
Was the woman, yeah. And then Bob Kerrey was in front of the audience. It was live. Mm. And he was on the 9/11 Commission, and I questioned some aspect of the finding of the 9/11 Commission, some conspiracy theory I have in my head, which would be completely acceptable now in polite company. And his head snapped around on a swivel.
Jet fuel can't melt steel.
Very much like that.
You have to say it like that, though.
Yeah, exactly. And his head snapped around and he goes, what the hell are you talking about? But I was in character. I couldn't explain to him what I was talking about. And I never got a chance to explain what I'm talking about because he was so mad that the minute the camera cut, he took off his mic, threw it on the table, and walked out.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, hopefully someday he'll figure out that I was just kidding.
Who or what taught you about money growing up? And how did those lessons prepare you, or not, for the real world? When did you realize that it was time to teach your kids the value of money? What's worked? Where have there been bumps in the road? Today's episode is sponsored by Acorns Early. Acorns Early is a smart money app and debit card for kids that helps them learn the value of money. Acorns Early's chore tracker teaches kids that hard work pays off. You just set up chores in the app, set a payment amount, tick the chore off when it's done. Acorns Early lets parents pay allowances automatically. Kids can spend what they earn with their very own debit card. Plus, parents can keep track of where and when their kids are spending. Get real-time spend notifications, set your kids' spending limits, and instantly block lost or stolen cards. It helps your kids turn savings into a habit. Kids can use their app to set savings goals, and they can even choose their own target dates and turn on the optional autosave feature to help them get there. Grow your kids' money skills with bite-sized financial lessons. The Acorns Early app has tons of fun, interactive courses that help kids learn about all things money. Ready to help your kids learn the value of money? Just head to acornsearly.com/census or download the Acorns Early app to get started. Sign up now and your first month is on us. T&Cs apply. Monthly subscription fees starting from $5 per month unless canceled. Ready to help your kids learn the value of money? Just head to acornsearly.com or download the Acorns Early app to get started. Sign up now and your first month is on us.
Do they not keep a camera rolling that they could show him leaving, or is that like
No. We don't. I mean,
No.
not then. Cameras never stop rolling now
right?
on this show.
Yeah,
Because sometimes something great will happen in the commercial break.
sure.
And I'll say, can we just slip that into the interview? I'll tell the guy. I won't say or whoever the guest is. I won't trick them.
Right.
But I'll go like, hey, that was really special. I'm sure we can find a way for that just to fit into the interview. And mostly they go, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Going way back to what I was starting to say, I've always wanted to tell this story.
I stopped you from telling it again.
No.
No, but it really seems like I'm the problem here.
No, because they you do these pre-interviews and it's like a half hour, 40 minutes. You're talking to the producer, the talent producer coordinator, and you tell these stories and the thing, an anecdote about what you're promoting or blah blah blah. And I've always and I've done your show like, I don't know, 11 times, something like that, crazy. Many times. And I've always wanted to tell this, but you just don't get to it because then they'll call you back like a couple days later and go, hey, so we ran everything and Stephen really wants you to mention this and this and this and this. And I'm like, okay.
They're lying to you, by the way. They're lying to you. I don't know about your pre-interview until minutes before I go to rehearsal.
Stephen really liked this. He wants you to bring up the thing about you broke your foot.
Yeah.
Well,
He
sure.
just wants you to bring $20.
He wants you to do your magic act.
He wants you to buy my daughter's Girl Scout cookies.
And so this story is, I've always intended to tell it, but and now that I'm saying this, I realize it's a visual. So you might
cameras.
have to, you might have to go to the YouTube thing.
Here.
But it's one of my favorite Stephen Colbert memories. I have two early ones. But you never get to it because you're just fucking around and you barely even get to promote the thing you're there for, at least in my case, because we're all just having a good time. But so this is a long time. I think this is before, I'm pretty sure it was before a Colbert Report, too.
I have a feeling why you never get to the story, because this fucking ramp up is killing me. This is, oh my God, you're edging me. You're edging me.
It's a tantric thing.
I need a fucking safe word for this story. Pumpkin patch. Pumpkin patch.
No, that's the opposite. All right. Okay. That's my non-safe word.
Your danger word?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it. Unfortunately, traditional big wireless carriers also seem to like keeping my money too. Well, say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected charges. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/senses. That's mintmobile.com/senses. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5-gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month, and new customer offer for first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
No, I'm trying to remember the temperature. It was about 62, 63 degrees. No.
Partly cloudy.
No. Sorry, because I was wearing, which flannel was I wearing? Because I have different degrees. Some are lighter.
You used to wear a lot of flannel, man.
Look at this. I mean, this is a heavy one.
Flannel, yeah.
I still do. It's comfortable. It's practical.
Alt comedy.
Yeah, that's
you guys were straight out of you were out of Seattle, right?
Yes, all of us.
So you originally were a roadie for Nirvana, and then you said, "What if I did comedy?"
Yeah, and I kept the cargo shorts and the long beard.
Yeah,
and so all right, we were at Frank's on 2nd Avenue.
Oh, yeah. Frank's is great.
Okay.
Sure.
So
was
this
it you, me, Danilo, Sedaris, Dave
no,
Pasquazi?
it was just you and me.
No. You and I went to dinner alone?
Yeah.
You and I did something together?
Yeah. Yeah, we went.
What precipitated that? Did we know? When did we know each other well enough to go to dinner together?
I'm going to guess Exit 57.
Yeah, I guess so.
And
or Carvey.
Oh, well, Carvey is where I first...
You briefly were
yes, I
was the Carvey. That was before Mr. Show took off.
Yeah. It was Bob had somehow convinced Smigel to hire me for a couple weeks. We both came out for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And that was the other thing, because I had just met you there, and you're a very nice guy, and you're very affable and pleasant, and so we were... And
you were suspicious of that.
No, we hit it off. You're very nice. There were some other people that I wouldn't say were mean or anything, but just not
Just say Dino Stamatopoulos.
Well, Dino I know
I know.
way back. But people that weren't quite as approachable or engaging or whatever. But I remember I was like, we were writing some kind of thing, and it was about a news. It was something where you were reading the news, and then you riffed. After you like read the news story, you went, "True story." That made me laugh so hard.
I remember that. It was like it was a whole. It was like a very straight news story about like the governor today came out to survey the damage from the mudslide that happened in Greenville, South Carolina today. 54 people had lost their homes and almost $2.4 billion in damages. True story.
Yeah, like the little papers. Like
true story.
Yeah, true story.
We couldn't make it work in the show, though.
It made me laugh so hard.
None of that new stuff ever made it into any of the shows. We had another one, which was the Gentle News. Do you remember that?
No.
The Gentle News was I'd be saying something terrible. I'd be reporting some horrible thing, but I'd be holding up. I'd have like I'd have a little like budgie on my shoulder, or I had a little puppy, and we had rubbed hot dogs on my chin so the puppy would lick my face while I was telling you about like the authorities are going through the dental records to identify the bodies or whatever like that. But a puppy is licking my face at the same time.
I like it. I like the idea.
And then we also I didn't realize it, but I met Ben Carlin, who ended up being the
Onion
exec of the Daily Show.
Daily Show, yes.
The Daily Show years after that, because when I first arrived in New York, I got hired on a Friday and had to start working on like Sunday night for Smigel, who was the exec on Carvey. And like the first day in my office, me and Carell shared an office, and he came in with a giant stack of this like little newspaper I'd never seen before called The Onion, because this is 96, and I just wasn't hip enough to have known about The Onion. And he plops it, boom, down on my desk, and he goes, "I want you to get this voice in your head because you're going to anchor our Onion news." And so we shot a bunch of stuff with me doing Onion stories as news stories.
And it didn't work?
It never worked. It didn't. It wouldn't come off the page. I don't know why.
That's surprising to me.
We even shot with John Glazer, Area Bowl cached. You ever know that headline? It was just a story like, Area Bowl cached. Yes. And it was a press conference explaining that the bowl is cached. And will you repack the bowl? We are working on acquiring what is necessary to repack the bowl. I should probably leave it there. And next question. Like it was.
Yeah, maybe when you see it done like that, it just doesn't translate as you reading it as if it was a newspaper.
No, like just like the daily mundane thing in your life as news was one of the best things. That's why like the best thing ever written in The Onion to me, the thing I love the most, not the funniest, but the thing I love the most is in their 9/11 issue, which is that area woman bakes flag cake. And it's just the story of she doesn't know what to do.
Right.
So she bakes a cake and she decorates it as a flag and brings it to her next door neighbors. And they go, "It's beautiful. Your cake is beautiful." It make you cry every time you read it. But there's no jokes in it. It's just fantastic. The whole thing is like
a lot of them don't have jokes. That's the beauty of it. You know, it's the application of their unemotional approach to a news item in a very I think my all-time favorite was when Tiger Woods first won the Masters, and it's a whole. It reveals itself kind of slowly. It's a whole article about how proud they are of him, and it's they were shocked, but man, he really did an amazing job, and they're going to give him his own entrance into the building and his own water fountain to drink from, and it's just brilliant. It's such a brilliant application of the idea of segregating him because he's
so great.
Yeah, because he's so great in black. Yeah, and it was, and then the other one of my favorites is, I might be butchering the simplicity of it, but it's like, local boy with cancer, sends prayer to. It's so simple. Like local boy. Praise to God, with cancer, praise to God. God says no, or something like that. The thing was God says no.
Area man loses cowardly battle with cancer. Iraqi man would have loved democracy.
Yes,
says Bush administration. Yeah.
Oh, there's so many. They just.
Somebody else's jokes.
Succinct.
There are so many of other people's jokes.
Do you ever read or see Army Man? Or know of it?
Swiss Army Man? Like the one with Donald Gleason and
I think it's
like Elijah Wood or somebody like that?
No. Sorry. They only did 4 issues. George Meyer.
It's a magazine.
It's a like a zine,
okay.
Not even.
No, I don't
that.
know Army Man.
Oh, you should check. I think there's 4 of them, and I believe Jack Handy wrote. And they're like, it's like a zine, like Xerox copy.
Did you work at SNL?
No.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Do you want to say it slightly higher pitch?
Did you?
Yeah.
Dave, did you? I was speaking of Handy. Did you want to
I didn't. No, I've never met him, as far as I know.
SNL?
I've never met SNL. Stanley Nelson.
I was at the 50th. I was just saying I was at the 50th.
No.
In case you want to know anything about it.
I did see the movie.
The SNL movie?
Yeah.
I sat next to an original person from 75.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that didn't happen that way.
Well, I'm shocked. No, it was.
I haven't seen the movie. I know a lot of people who liked it. I know nothing about it.
Oh, I didn't.
But this person said, "No, that's not the characters, and that's not.
It's
that's
ridiculous.
not how it happened, and that wasn't the tone, and that wasn't the intention.
It's ridiculous.
None of that. None of that is that way." And this person was not like mad. There's like, it just didn't hold any interest to me because that's not.
Yeah, it didn't make me mad. I was just like, well, this is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, it's absolute. From start to finish.
Did you enjoy Studio 60 Live on the Sunset Strip? Did you ever watch that?
I didn't. I think I might have watched.
As a sketch.
I know. I might have watched
as a sketch
one.
writer, like everyone I know, everybody who did comedy at all.
I think I did watch
every sketch
one.
writer I knew, just especially writing for TV sketches, could not have loved it more.
But they loved to hate it. They didn't love it.
Hate's not the right word. Like it was kind of like agog that's what people would think. Like what the audience would be led to think it would be like to work on one of these shows. Yeah,
it's like the movie Punchline. Have you ever seen Punchline?
I don't know, but it's Sally Field and Tom Hanks. Yeah,
yes.
I did not
Sally
see it.
Field plays Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks plays Sally Field before they were famous.
So you could get away with it.
Yeah. It was, before Me Too and Time's Up and all that stuff. No, Punchline, it's the same thing. The live at the Sunset, whatever it was, is the same thing as when stand-ups watch Punchline. You're like, what? Did you even talk to any stand-ups? Did you accompany anybody? There are things that are just, I mean, it's just terrible.
I really like Aaron Sorkin. Like, I really like his writing, and I really admire it a great deal.
I liked the sports one.
You didn't like West Wing?
I don't think I ever saw it. I never saw it.
Too earnest?
It probably.
Yeah, Sports Night was good.
I liked Sports Night, but
I like those movies and everything. But for this one, because I know too much about the subject, What struck me, and I don't know the man. I mean, I've interviewed him a few times, but I don't know the man. But I kind of wanted to call him myself and go, "Oh no, don't do that," because
give me an example.
Remember, they're bad. Remember the idea is that the show Studio 60 Live on Sunset Strip, which I believe is the name of the show.
Okay.
That the show's in trouble, and they bring back these two wunderkinds to like fix it,
right?
And they do. And that's when I thought it made a huge mistake. It's like, oh no, now you've solved your problem. Like in the second episode, like
now it has to be great.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, because you could have wrote absolute shit and have them go, fuck, this isn't getting any better.
So give me an example of one of the bad sketches, the sketches that didn't work on the show.
Of Studio 60?
Yeah.
I can't.
In their world, it was their show was failing, right?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember like what the bad ones were. But after that, I thought, oh no, now everything they write has got to be good.
And it wasn't, I'm guessing.
Well, I don't.
Or did they do that? Did they even show the sketches?
They showed some sketches. And I thought, you've painted yourself into a corner here because A, you've solved your problem right away. And B, now you can't show any sketches really. Because really they couldn't show any sketches. Because now they had to be
unless they thought they were good sketch writers, and they're certainly good sketch writers.
I suppose so, but I don't think they were. I mean, these people are not self-delusional.
I would disagree with that.
People in Hollywood in general.
Yeah, I think there are there's a lot of self-delusion in the Hollywood circuit.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've never really lived out there. I don't want to work. I live in New York. I'm really
Did you not spend any time in LA?
I mean, I did whatever people did. I panned for gold. Do you know what I mean? Like go out for pilot season.
Yeah.
That's it. I would go out for pilot season. I would spend like 6 weeks out there, do everything
great.
I can,
then
go to Friend of the Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Or was Friend of the Farmer? Was that the hotel? Friend of the Farmer was that like a restaurant or something?
Yeah, that was
we go to the farmer's market.
And
I would see everybody else I knew from Second City who was out there. And we'd all have our beepers.
Ooh.
We'd all have our beepers on the middle of the table, and then one would go bzzz, and you go like, oh, I got a call back or whatever like that. And I would do that every day, and then at the end of every week, I would not hurl myself into a pit. And I go, okay, I'll do another week of this, and I never got cast in anything.
Do you remember some of the things you auditioned for?
I auditioned for Ally McBeal.
Okay.
I think I got called back for Ally McBeal. I auditioned for Dharma and Greg.
Oh yeah.
I think I might have auditioned for Greg. I don't know.
Sure.
Went to another Charleston boy, Thomas Gibson. I mean, it used to be that there were a million things made and a few things went.
Yeah.
Now there's nothing made and nothing goes. But it was, there'd be like, what, 100? How many pilots would be made every year?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll get into something. No one would cast me in anything. And then I worked with Dino, your buddy Dino Stamatopoulos, who I knew from Carvey. Mm-hmm. And we'd become tight. Dino and Mike Stoyanov.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And from Blossom fame. And very funny comedy writer and also very fit. You remember how fit? Is Mike still fit?
I don't remember.
I just remember at Carvey.
Kind of is coming
Carvey,
back to
how
me
mad
now,
Louis would get because Louis was head writer, Louis C.K.
Right. How
mad Louis would get because we'd have a meeting or a read down and Mike wouldn't be there.
He'd be at the gym.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Hey, sorry, man, I just had to burn off a little energy." And he also had very young girlfriends, and so Mike was older.
Well, that's another maybe even better way to burn off energy.
Sure, midday, but
he could have been like, I couldn't go to the meeting. I was fucking this girl. Maybe.
I'm not sure Louis would have liked that either. I'm not sure if that would have carried any water.
Well,
but how do we get on this? Oh,
so we went to Frank's on 2nd Avenue.
Go ahead. So we go to Frank's on 2nd Avenue.
No, I want to. No, I'm ultimately the goal now is to never tell this story.
Have you really not told the story yet?
No.
Really? I thought the story was true story. That's not the story?
No. That was another thing that I remember from first meeting you and working with you and how funny it was one of those things that I will occasionally think about. And it just it's almost like a inside joke you have with a friend or a wife or something. But
true story.
that all just will pop into my head and make me laugh.
Well, that makes me very happy to know that I occasionally make David Cross laugh.
So
you're a worthy person to make laugh,
Well,
in my
thank
opinion.
That's
because some people are not worthy.
Some
of
people are
laugh. Well, they're not human.
No, I mean they have the
They're non-player
veneer of
characters.
humanity, but they're
There's
not.
player characters and non-player characters. Dave, which
Yep.
are you? Is the story about you? Is the story of your life about you, Dave?
Mine is
okay.
But yeah,
then who else get to be player characters in your life?
I guess the Troll Guardian. I'm not a D&D guy. The Baldor,
you
is
play
that
no
one?
video games? You've never played a video game?
I'm sure I have.
With non-player characters?
Yes.
Like guys who send you on like side quests and shit like that? Well, those are non-player characters, so.
Because I can't play.
Did you reference Baldur's Gate? Is that?
I don't know that many of those type of games. I play games.
Baldur's Gate is a fine video game.
I don't. I played. Last one that I played that I really liked was Deathloop. Really smart, interesting, clever, cool aesthetically too.
Quality
game.
kills.
Say what?
Quality kills.
Yeah, it's not that kind of. It's
right.
Right. I just read, I think today or maybe last night, about the Musk and NPC thing. So I'm aware of the reference. This won't come out until 2028, so people may know.
By the way, there's no greater response from any audience than I'm aware of the reference. That's what I'm hoping my audience says every night. We are aware of the reference. Go on to the next one.
Got it with an eye roll.
They just hold up those little paddles like the Democrats
but
had.
no, I mean that seems very new and perhaps a little niche, and not everybody might. I didn't know about that until either this morning or last night. That whole thing about the NPC.
Oh, it's been a term of art in certain conservative circles for a while.
Yeah, I new to it.
Yeah.
Newly, freshly.
Do you ever see, what is it in Blade Runner when he goes, you're either police or you're little people?
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
Do I what?
Blade Runner. Do you enjoy the movie Blade Runner?
Why are you talking so low like that? I don't understand.
I'm afraid I might have struck a nerve. By the way, he said, no, I'm not familiar with that. I thought, oh boy.
I'm not familiar with that.
Like this hole. Some people have cultural holes. Like it's possible you never saw Blade Runner.
No, I saw it. I just think people who like it are stupid.
You want to hear some of my cultural holes that shock people?
I do like Blade Runner, for the record. I just didn't remember
at this point. Now I've forced you into saying that.
Yeah. No, I do. I like Blade Runner quite a bit. Ryan Gosling, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've never seen Shawshank.
Neither have I. And a deal was struck.
To never watch it. I don't want to watch it until I can watch it with Morgan Freeman.
Oh, right.
And Tim Robbins.
Right. And both of them together.
Yeah.
Maybe on a Zoom call.
Have you seen the Fast and Furious movies?
No.
I've never seen one of them.
No.
And I want to watch, and I was going to do this. It was right before the strike hit in 23. We had already set up, there was an empty, used to be like the Kickin' Chicken or something. There was some chicken joint near the corner of where the Ed Sullivan is.
Oh, the Kickin' Chicken.
Yeah. And glass. It's all glass.
The chicken who's always dying. He's like in constant state of about to die.
They have a bunch of chickens in the front going,
right.
And there's a little voice that goes, "Kill me!" So you feel better about eating the chicken. You're like, "Oh, he wanted to go."
Yes, of course.
I mean, this is Cersei from Agony.
I mean, he wanted to go. I think it's unfortunate because he's the only chicken that spoke English and was able to communicate with verbally.
Right, but he couldn't communicate with other chickens. He was so lonely.
Yeah.
He was so lonely. It was really, of course.
It wasn't about pain. It wasn't about physical pain. It was about emotional pain.
It was loneliness.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a killer.
Yeah, it's a killer. Call your parents.
So Kickin' Chicken, you would.
Oh, it's glass front store, just empty now. So I said, well, what I'll do is I'll sit in there starting at 6 a.m. and we'll announce that we're going to do this on air, and that I want to sit in there with a couch.
Yeah.
Like a cup, easy chair, like with a cup holder, 2 of them. Mm-hmm. And then have a TV facing away from the street. And people could come watch me watch all of the Fast and Furious movies in a row without a break. Or actually, just a 5-minute pee break between each one, and then invite cast members in to join me. And we had cast members who were willing to come in and join me. And it would take, I think we figured if we started at 6 a.m., we'd finish at midnight. And then I would just do without a break. And then in that 5-minute break, I would go to the bathroom and there'd be like a little camera in there. I could say, how am I feeling? And how am I feeling about how am I feeling about the movies?
Right.
How am I feeling about the things I'm learning about my own culture? Because the reason I wanted to do it is that this is the biggest franchise of all time. Fast and Furious movies. They're like 11, 12. No, there's no way of knowing at this point how many there are.
I mean, maybe in the amount of films they've done.
They all do $1 billion at this point.
Chipmunks. Chipmunks is
the Squeakquel?
Right up there. Yeah.
Squeakquel? Are you in that one?
I'm contractually obligated, yeah.
But I figured if I'm going to talk about, the national conversation or however you want to describe what the mandate of these shows that we do are, like, we talk about the country. I need to understand my country, and I don't think I could understand my country until I had seen all of the Fast and Furious movies. So that was the impetus behind it. But then the strike came and we didn't do it.
Well, you could still do it.
Yeah, I still haven't seen any.
It's
hard to not see them at some certain point.
I mean, you can only avoid traveling on a plane for so long, The
guy in front of me, I might see parts of it between the
Absolutely.
seat.
I had this idea for if it haven't had a reason to do it yet, but if somebody in a seatmate on a plane was annoying, and we've certainly flown with those folks, and was watching a movie, I wanted to get the same movie but go 5 minutes ahead and just like laugh or go, no way, or whatever. Just ruin.
Look, he's dead.
But not even do it. Just they would just look over and go, God damn it,
That's great.
That's my idea.
That's great. There's got to be a suspense, though.
If there's somebody who's just shitty, that's my plan.
Okay.
But as far as like getting the empty storefront and doing that, I think David Blaine did that in London.
He did it in a block of ice. He watched the
I assume you're going to be in a block of ice.
The director's cut, like extended edition of Lord of the Rings. He watched all of them in a block of ice.
So you're not going to be in a block of ice?
No. I'm just going to be. There's also a pizza place next door. I was going to have them just send me pizza the whole time.
No, so you would do this, but not in a block of. Well, what? Yeah, I'm less interested in it now. If you were in a block of ice, yeah.
Do you think he's actually doing anything? Do you think there's any magic there when he does like the block of ice thing, or is he just like, I'm willing to be in a block of ice?
I think he's willing to be in a block of ice. I don't know. I met him.
I'm willing
once.
to like hold my breath for 9 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
you met him once.
I did, and
I may have met him. I might have met him through a illusionist friend of mine.
It was really interesting, and I'm not making a judgment, but there was this packed party somewhere in like the Village or somebody's house, like one of those cool old brownstone townhouse things, and it was packed, and there was a pretty it was like late 1800s, so the stairwell is like super tight,
Tell me about the window treatments.
I'm just
curtains,
saying,
or was it like shades?
No,
what was in there?
I'm saying it so you understand that there was not a lot of room.
Oh, okay.
As I was coming down the stairs,
yeah,
and he was there, and he, if I remember, he said something that was kind of as if we were familiar with each other, but I was and remained positive that we had never met. But it was like, hey, cross, one of those type of things. And then he pulled out a deck of cards.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever met him.
That's really sweet, actually.
And it's just, that was his way of saying hi.
That's what I mean. It's like, he found exactly what he needed to engage with other humans, and it was deception.
And it was... trickery. It was,
but seriously,
it was. I mean, he was amazing. It was like
he's incredible.
Yeah,
I didn't know a bumblebee out of my cheek once.
Are you serious?
Took a knife, cut a little piece of my cheek, and pulled out a bumblebee, and I could taste the honey.
Wow, that doesn't sound like magic.
Very painful.
How long did it take to heal up? I guess it's better than having a bee.
I have a makeup team. So it doesn't really, I don't even know.
With you at all times.
I have no idea if I have wounds anywhere on my body because they always just come in. I close my eyes and they just airbrush me down.
I was going to say, you look a little vague.
That's what I say. I go vague me.
You don't have to.
Make me look like an NPC.
But you don't have to wear makeup or any of that or anti-shine. This is a podcast.
Those are cameras, though.
Yeah, but
I'm a little powdered up here.
Okay, I don't.
You see that there's a woman in this room that you're not acknowledging, but I will.
Yeah,
she is the head of my production company, Carrie Bialik.
I know. I've known Carrie for years.
People at home don't know.
Okay. Well, they're not going to see her. The cameras are here.
But that's why I have to say that she's here, because the cameras won't see her, because you don't believe that women should be in entertainment.
No, I didn't say that. I said...
Well, that's what I'm getting.
I said...
That's what people at home are getting.
No, I said...
All they can know is that, the whole bunch of men in this room, there's a lovely woman over there, more talented than both of us probably. And and not a word. She was for many years my publicist. She's no longer my publicist.
I know who Carrie is.
I'm saying to the people at home.
Okay.
Here.
They don't even know. We don't have a shot of her. As far as this could be another one of your lies.
You could change that. You have the power to change that.
This could be another one of your lies.
Anyway, I think she would agree that
why don't you ask her?
Without any powder.
Why don't you ask her?
Oh, it's not my podcast. Why don't you ask her?
Okay, what am I asking?
Without any... I would believe that she would say, without any powder on, you look like uncooked calamari.
Okay. Hey, lady, without any makeup on, what does Stephen Colbert look like?
Uncooked calamari.
All right, Chris, cut that out.
Yep.
Cut her out.
Okay. Got it.
There's nobody here, Stephen. There's no imaginary...
Look, I'm just lonely. You know loneliness is a killer.
It is.
Yeah.
It's, do you know what
I don't have a little magic deck of cards to engage with other people. I don't have that.
Tarot. What about tarot?
I won't do it. I won't do it because it's too powerful.
What about astrology?
What?
What about astrology? But when the moon is in the...
Seventh house and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Yeah, and
then peace will guide the planets. And love will steer the stars.
This is the dawning of...
the age of Aquarius.
Age of...
Aquarius.
Age of...
Aquarius.
Aquarius. We had to sit, we had to go through the song in our head.
Harmony and understanding.
Peace and love
abounding. Minor actors not seen later vanish in a planet's crater. Those of us who try to save them fail because the script has made them dispensable. That was the Mad Magazine parody of Star Trek. The musical parody of Star Trek.
Star Trek?
Dispensable. The dispensable.
Yeah, but that's from Hair. Star Trek was it a musical?
Huh?
Star Trek the musical?
The Mad Magazine parody of Star Trek used the soundtrack to Hair.
Why? That's really...
Did you not read Mad Magazine?
Of course I did.
Well, they would use all kinds of... Yeah.
Did you ever get parodied in Mad Magazine?
I did.
Oh, that must have been a treat.
It was a real treat. It was like... Coker or Di Bartolo, one of those guys. I forgot who it was. But yeah, it's me and John. I think they're making fun of us making fun of things, which I could not have loved more.
Oh, man, that would be...
That was the greatest. That's like getting a Hirschfeld.
I was about to say that. I literally was about to say when I was a kid and my mom would get the Sunday Times. You know, we were in Georgia and it was illegal there for a long, long time. And it's how they found out that we were Jewish. But so then we had to flee. Oh, it's a long story. But one of my markers for success was if Al Hirschfeld drew me.
Did he?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
He drew Amy Sedaris.
Nice.
I got super jealous about that. She was doing an off-Broadway play with Sarah Jessica Parker and a couple other people whose names escape me at the moment. Maybe Parker Posey, all the Parkers. Parker Rolls. And
Peter Parker?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Parker House?
Yep, Parker House Rolls. And
but the people do the board games?
The Parker Brothers.
Parker Brothers.
But
they lived in the Parker House.
Yes.
The Parker Brothers did. Okay.
And
Park Your Carcass? This podcast is only for people from 60 to 80, by the way.
hey, by the way, I got something about that 60 to 80 thing you need to think about.
Okay.
Is so Amy, I was very jealous. Amy got a I don't think the Nina was in her, like was in her hair or anything like that, but you know,
Yeah.
I just had lunch with Dick Cavett actually.
Wow.
He has 2 Hirschfelds
Son of a
of him.
bitch.
Like
That's
and they're like
greedy.
full, like he's got the original art. They're big. They're big panels of paper, like with the pen and ink on it. It's beautiful.
My wife has something that I'll never jealous of. It's the same thing. Not, green-eyed jealousy, but
Ms. Green-Eyed Monster.
She was in Mad magazine.
Oh yeah.
Her Joan of Arcadia show.
Oh, I was in Mad.
You weren't Joan of Arcadia?
No, it was me and John. They were making fun of us making fun of things. It's great.
Oh, yes.
Did you ever have
The
a
thing you
Hirschfeld?
just said.
Did you ever have a Hirschfeld?
No, we've established that I did not have it.
I don't know.
I didn't, as far as I know, unless somebody unlocks a chest that they forgot about a trunk or something, and there's all his like Hirschfelds at originals that nobody, and there's like 7 of me.
You ready for a 60 to 80 reference?
Yeah.
I have a Herblock.
I don't know what that is.
Herblock. He was a political cartoonist. Really?
Herblock.
Herblock. It's Herbert Block. Herblock is how it would be.
Yes.
Yes.
That does sound familiar. What's the style?
Political cartoon, like of the most dictionary definition version.
Right.
Here comes a man who is labeled inflation.
Right.
And there's a defenseless group of children labeled the economy.
Yeah. Very nasty.
Yeah.
Because there've been
There's a tiger that says Tammany Hall.
There have been advancements made in the. Mike, do you know Mike Lukovich's work?
Yeah, Mike is fantastic. He's the
Fucking
best.
great.
Mike is fantastic.
Really good.
Really,
probably the
head
best.
and shoulders above the others.
Yeah.
I met him once.
Yeah,
I met Mike and Tom Tomorrow. They were hanging out together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like Tom Tomorrow too.
I've met that guy.
Yeah, I met him at the Democratic Convention of 2004.
Have you met Reuben Bowling?
No.
The Tom the Dancing Bug?
No.
Oh, he's brilliant.
How about Dan Close? You ever met him?
Yes.
Needle Dick the Bug Fucker?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's another level. And his last, I want to say, his last 3 novels, graphic novels, are just genius. I mean, they're all great, but the last 3 are next level storytelling. And
isn't it great when you meet somebody and you've got an incredibly obscure reference like Needle Dick the Bug Fucker and they know it?
Yeah.
Like that's a guy I could go have dinner with.
Oh, yes, thank you. So, Stephen, speaking of having dinner with...
Which I do not remember at all, by the way.
Our time
if
is
you had
up.
held me down and threatened my family, I do not remember having had dinner with David Cross.
Yeah.
And I like David Cross.
It was, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
funny.
here. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like David Cross.
Yeah.
It's not like he has something on me. Unless there's something part in this dinner story I don't know about.
No, it was just made me laugh so fucking hard.
What is the story?
I'll tell you after we stop. Because, or maybe I'll tell it on your show.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get...
That'll be good. Why don't we just run this on the show? Just run this whole thing at like double speed.
I'll go on your show. We could show this intro from here and then come back to the desk and I'll
say, I'm sorry, we're all out of time.
Yes. I think we should do that. I did this thing that took, maybe 10 years to pay off, maybe longer, probably longer, but I did longer. It must have been at least 15 years, but I did the short-lived Carson Daly talk show thing.
Which one was that? The one that was after Conan?
What
he did later?
Yeah.
It's just called Later.
Later. Okay.
It's pretty long-lived.
Was it?
I did it.
Well, I thought it was, or how long was it? Okay.
How long was Jack Parr, the host of The Tonight Show? Bum, 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 bum. really set the format for all talk shows after that.
2 years.
Bum. Oh, that's pretty. 4 years. That was
4
nothing.
years.
Yeah.
I thought. Wait, where was what's his face?
Allen?
Steve Allen.
Steve Allen was before that.
Before that.
Yeah, and then it was Parr, and then nobody would take over for Parr because you can't take over for Parr.
Yeah.
There's no way you can take over for Parr. He's a giant. So many people like came in there and were guest hosts.
What about like Jamie Kennedy? Would he? No.
Is the experiment over?
Yes.
Are the results in? Are the results in from the experiment?
Yeah, it's over. I'm afraid
I
it's
never
over.
never even read the
Did you ever
digest the abstract,
the Lancet?
The Lancet.
Yeah. Did you ever see? And I
lost its
believe
funding.
Which one?
The National Endowment for the Sciences cut the funding for the experiment.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
they saved over $80.
Yeah.
But anyway, there and I think you can see it on YouTube, and I urge you to check it out. There was, I don't remember what year it was, but there was a live from Hollywood Boulevard New Year's Eve thing with, I remember Jill Scott was there, Jamie Kennedy was hosting, and it is a disaster in the best way. Carrie, do you know what I'm talking about?
She's not here.
I know, I'm just throwing that out in the ether. It was, I want to say like mid-aughts, like 2008, something like that.
Mm.
And it was, people are drunk, the crowd is It's a terrible idea. They only did
So
it
it was
once.
real, like they did it on
That's
the
a
street.
real
He just
thing.
got a bunch of people. They're all
Yes.
tanked. They've been partying.
And then I think Chris,
was
we
Jill
look
Scott
it
his
up.
band leader or something?
No, it wasn't like a late, it was a one-off thing.
Oh, I see.
So it was like live on Hollywood Boulevard, whoever, I don't know what network did it, but, Jamie Kennedy hosts the New Year's Eve countdown, and people are visibly drunk, and the crowd is pissed because there's technical.
I would watch that. That sounds wonderful.
Fucking awesome.
That sounds
It's
wonderful,
awesome
actually.
because
I'm a big fan of chaos.
Oh yeah, and
Other people's chaos.
Yes, of course. And it was live. It was happening, it was unfolding, and nobody. I would imagine a lot of people got fired after that, and it was not a great idea on paper, but also.
Speaking of shows that were a disaster, did you know that I was offered the job of the sidekick on the Magic Hour? Magic Johnson had a talk show.
Oh dear!
For 6 weeks.
Yes.
In like 2000 and meow. I'm not sure when it was. All I know is that I was pretty darn unemployed.
Yeah.
I think I might have been out there for panning for gold out in LA, trying to get somebody to talk to me. And a guy named Jim Sharp, who had been in development at Comedy Central.
That sounds familiar.
Jim was a great guy. And he also produced, I think he produced a lot of the Unplugged stuff. But anyway, Jim said, "Hey, I hear you're in LA. You want to come over and just meet these guys?" I said, "Sure." So I went over and I met Magic's team. Not Magic, but I met Magic's team. And they were very attractive, extremely fit, a group of people. Very Chanel, very fashionable. And they came in and he explained to me what the show would be. He's like, Magic knows he's not a host. He knows that he's not out there. He's not a comedian. He's just there. People like him. Everybody, I was like, yeah, sure, I get it. He's a very charming guy. And he goes, what we want you to do is that you want to be like, you're like a window for the comedy. Like you'll be like a sidekick. You'll be off. You'll do the announcement for the show, but you'll also be peppering him with like jokes and observations about like things he said or things in the news while he's doing the monologue. And he'll be confused. Like you're like his you're like his crazy uncle.
Wait, you're supposed to interrupt him?
Yes. And you're like his crazy uncle, and you'll say stuff, and he doesn't know what you're talking about. So there's that kind of vibe.
Oh.
And
oh boy.
And I said, okay. And I really needed a job, so I'm also really grateful that Jim would call me in, and so I did my best in the interview when his team came in, and I basically kind of said back to them what Jim had said to me because I figured that was what the prep was, and then they offered me the job. and I was unemployed, and I had another baby on the way. This is in '98. I was really unemployed. I hadn't started working.
As opposed to a little unemployed.
Well, I mean, I basically did like one piece every 6 weeks on the Daily Show. That was my job.
Right.
I had nothing, and Carvey was gone, and I was living in New York with no job. I don't recommend it with a baby, and I had another baby on the way, and I was down in South Carolina with Evie, and I said they've offered me the job, and she was all excited, and I said, and I can't take it, and she said, what? Like we don't, like She was massively pregnant. I was like, I can't take it. And I said, I just really don't think this show's gonna last. And I think it would be bad for my career to have this on as a notch on my belt. I think people will not forget that I took this job if I take this job. And I hope you can trust me. And she looked at me for a while. We were in the breakfast nook of her parents' house. Oh, we didn't even have an apartment. We were living with them at this point. Mm. And she said to me, she stood up. She sighed. She goes, I trust you. And she walked out of the room. That was a rough moment. But then it aired. We watched We watched the premiere episode together.
And who did it? Who was the sidekick?
I can't remember. He's a working stand-up. And he starts peppering magic. The monologue starts, and he starts peppering magic with a couple of zingers or comments exactly as described, like that. And Magic Johnson stops and he goes, he's like my crazy uncle. He says these things. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. He also reiterated the prep to the audience. And I turned to Evie and she went, okay. Okay, that was the right choice.
Well, you did do the right choice. I think people would have forgotten it. I know that feeling in the moment where you go, I don't think people are going to forget it. I think they would. It wouldn't care.
Okay.
But you clearly made the right choice. But I will say this, it's not too late to go back and revisit.
I would do something with magic in a minute. He's a giant.
Literally. Stephen is nodding his head. Now, Stephen, it's Stephen, right?
Fine. If that's how you want to perceive me, then yeah, I'm Stephen.
Okay.
You can call me Steve if you want. Some people call me Steve.
I don't want to call you Steve.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Dave?
No.
David.
Yeah.
Always David, never Dave.
My family calls me Dave, and I don't even hear it.
My brother Ed calls me Steve.
Yeah, but I don't,
Yeah. My
doesn't bother me.
My brother Ed, Tom Brokaw, and Tom Hanks are the only people who call me Steve.
Well, you should probably get a third Tom to call it maybe...
Tom York?
Tom York, yeah. Sure. THOM.
Tom, if you're listening, you may call me Steve.
You know what I call Tom York?
What?
Tom Thumb. He loves it. He loves it. Now, Stephen, hey, Chris, did you find anything on that New Year's?
Find it.
No? All right.
On what? What were you looking
for? The
for?
New Year's chaos. They might have, wiped it clean.
It might have been. They might have, Men in Black.
Oh, dude.
Men in Black.
There you go. Yep.
I'm talking with a star of the early aughts.
Yeah.
Is that 90s or early aughts?
90s. Wow. Well, they made 3 of them. I was in the first 2, so 90s into the no.
Yeah.
No, I had not moved to New York yet, so they were both 90s. Yeah. Yes. So, Stephen,
yes, David.
I end every episode with a question from my daughter to the guest.
Your 9-year-old daughter?
Is that German? No,
I forget.
She just turned 8, but she would have been 7 when she wrote this.
Okay.
Wow,
you've been banking these for a while.
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I do, because we had a couple going, and then I was starting to run out, and then when I was like, I need 20 more. You can't ask a kid. I need 20 more questions for my podcast.
Before you get to this question, I just want to ask something. Does this podcast have an organizing principle of some kind?
Yeah, it's as you might know, it's chaos theory meets kind of Wittgenstein, but just at the meniscus of the
isthmus.
Yeah, the meniscus of the isthmus. That's the old Wisconsin Badgers fighting song.
Well, not many people know that Madison is an isthmus.
I do. It's one of those things.
Why do you know that Madison is an isthmus?
I don't know. Why do I know any of these things? I don't know. It's just random.
That's a really deep cut.
It's
That's
just
a deep
random
Wisconsin
trivia.
cut. Okay,
I don't know. I mean, I've spent time there, so maybe it's there. I don't know.
Go ahead.
I love Madison. It's.
Hey, farmers market up in Madison. Sunday, the weekend is farmers market.
It's the one thing I don't enjoy.
Tricameral legislature.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
How about that?
And they stole
Not
it from
bicameral.
It's tricameral. Who's got the unicameral in the Midwest?
Iowa?
Nebraska has a
Nebraska.
unicameral legislature.
Yes.
So they don't. Their state house doesn't have like wings. It's just tall because it's unicameral. And as you're driving toward Lincoln, that pokes up over the horizon before anything else, and it is called
Lincoln's penis.
It's called the penis of the plains.
Okay, close. That's Bob Kerry's doing.
Yeah, he is Senator Bob Kerry of Nebraska.
That's right.
I dated a girl from Lincoln for many years. Yeah,
that's how you know all that stuff.
That's how I know all that stuff.
But wait, what is There's a so there's unicameral, there's bicameral.
Bicameral, which is like
everybody,
the United States, is bicameral,
pretty much. But there's tricameral in Wisconsin.
Yes. There's the representatives and there's senators, and then there's the wizards.
And there's Patsy. The wizards?
The wizards. Just that whole, it's all incantations. They put their intention out into the world like The Secret, and they want that to come back positively for Wisconsin. That's what they do.
That's what The Secret's about. It's about Wisconsin legislation, really, when you think about it.
Sure.
All right.
If you secret about it.
Stephen, here's my question from 7-year-old Marlo. Stephen, this is one of my favorite questions, too. If Donald Trump found a lucky penny, would he have good luck?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yes, he would.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can answer it any way you see fit. I think we've done about 65 of these shows. I would say that's the most boring, unentertaining answer yet. But there you go. You have to have one. Why are you refusing to laugh? For those of you at home.
Is that what you yell at your audiences?
Yes.
Why are you refusing to laugh?
But I say it in kind of a vaguely Germanic.
Why are you refusing to laugh?
Why are you refusing to laugh?
But that's my answer. I don't want to add anything to the answer.
That's fine. It's perfectly fine. And I rarely kind of editorialize, but there you go.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Is it rare for you to editorialize?
About the answer to the question.
Okay. Am I allowed to editorialize about the question?
Sure.
Or is your daughter? I can't.
No, you can.
Does she listen to this?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's a chance she'll listen to this.
At some point, maybe.
It was a perfect question.
It's a good question.
It's a very good question.
But
if it is a lucky penny, then of course you would get luck. Same way, it doesn't matter who gets the genie, you get the wishes.
Right. I get it. Makes sense.
What constitutes a lucky penny? Just a penny found is a lucky penny, or any?
When she asked that question, it was in the phase of believing that, if you do find a penny, pick it up all the day, you'll have good luck.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sure.
You know that phrase, that thing. So
step on a crack, break your mother's back.
Yeah, and so if
find a penny, pick it up all the day, you'll have good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
He would definitely have good luck.
Then lup is short for lupus. For lupus. Yeah, for lupus. You have 24-hour lupus. You have find a penny, pick it up.
Terrible disease, but one of the best names. Terrible. Flannery O'Connor died of lupus.
Is that true?
Yeah, but you got to admit, lupus is a pretty funny word.
Yeah. Lupus is good. Whooping cough.
Whooping cough is good.
Whooping cough.
Yes, yeah.
There's another one that
rickets.
Yeah.
Ricket.
Willie Prater syndrome, is that the one? Is that the one where
Willie Prater? So you suddenly are able to play blues guitar?
No, it's
like blind Willie Prater.
I think it's Willie Prater syndrome is where you are constantly eating and you eat things that aren't edible necessarily.
Oh, really? Cooper's droop. You ever heard of Cooper's droop?
The Reverend from Vermont.
From what?
He's a Reverend from Vermont in the late 1700s.
Cooper's droop. Yeah, Cooper's droop. Yeah, he wrote Pilgrim's Progress. Cooper's droop. No, Cooper's droop is the thing. Is this tendon, the meat of your chest just droops because this tendon.
It's a man boob.
Yeah, oh, lady boob too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens to us. It waits for us all. It waits for us all. Do you work out?
No.
All right.
Do you?
Yeah, but
why do you say it like that? That's good.
It has no effect. I feel better if I do it, but it's not.
Yes, there was a brief period of time where right before I went to Machu Picchu with Bob last summer and hiked the Inca Trail and did all that, and I was like, I better fucking
Did you
get on it.
hike all the way up, or did you take like the tramway up at all?
Son of a motherfucking bitch! We hiked, asshole.
I'm just asking. I'm very impressed.
You should, but if I say hike, I do this on stage too, where I talk about it and then I say, and then we'll cut all this out, and then
so that story is going to be cut out. What we just heard. Are we already out of the edit? Are we back on track?
In.
We're back in. Okay, so for those of you who didn't get to hear what the story was, it was about he made a reference to Machu Picchu, and I asked him whether he hiked it or took the train up there. He got very upset, edge of tears. And he said, no, that's a joke I do on my own show. Don't make that joke about me. And then he said, cut this out. Don't allow this part to be in here. This shows me as weak.
Okay, and we're
Stephen
back.
cucked me. That's what the words he used.
We're back in.
We're back in? Are we back in now?
Yeah.
So the story I just told
the story of the
about
story.
the story you cut out has
it's
been cut
extra
out?
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, it's great.
You know what
this
I
is
can
for
do?
the DVD commentary.
This actually can go. I'll take it for the special when I do my special.
Wait,
it can be
I
at
didn't
the
say
end of
that
the special.
this could be in a special. Did I sign anything? This can't be in a
You
special.
didn't sign a thing.
Lawyer up, motherfucker, because no way this goes in special. This goes into a podcast.
No.
And no special. No special.
Well, let's not call it a special. Let's call it something else. Special is just sort of, random word that we use. It's not special. It's subjective.
Intellectual property. Let's just call it intellectual property.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's talking.
We should have dinner. You know what's still open?
Frank's?
Frank's is still open.
Is it still open?
It is
really?
still open,
Wow.
yeah. Same spot.
That's admirable, especially that neighborhood has changed so much.
What did you
order? Cacio Pepe.
Oh, you ordered the cacio pepe. You remember that you ordered the cacio pepe there?
I'm assuming.
I know that I got the. They had this fennel where they would chop up. There was fennel bulbs that were like quartered, and then they were like steamed, but then they were cooked in this cream and Parmesan sauce with a lot of pepper.
That sounds good.
Oh my God, I've been trying to recreate it.
I'll tell you what else. You would have told me about Frank's and not vice versa, because I think I just had not been there for very long, and I think that was the first time I ate there. So
yeah,
you would
it's
have
like
known
Second
about
Avenue
Frank's.
and Third or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Second Avenue and Fifth, something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
My wife Evie lived between Second and First, across from the Hells Angels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she lived in the apartment building across from the Hells Angels, and she was like, it was great, the Hells Angels.
That was on
there.
3rd Street, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because that was up, because those guys, I'd say once every 3 weeks or so, but consistently, not like, it wasn't like they set their alarm to do it or wrote on the calendar, but they would do, their fucking bikes with a, and it would set off all the car alarms, and they would come flying up 3rd Street to their headquarters.
Mm.
And the guy who ran security at Bowery Ballroom was one of the guys who sat, they set their chairs out there and their little couch, and they would sit there. And then I would walk my dog, and he'd go, "Bo!" to the dog, go, just fucking with you. For real.
Wow.
Yeah. But I felt good that I kind of had an in with him, and he would always recognize me at Bowery Ballroom and kind of give me a nod and not question whether I was able to go downstairs or backstage or anything.
Do you know Tom Segura's Bikes? Do you know that?
No.
Bikes! Check it out sometime. It's really funny.
Okay, I like Tom.
It's just about yelling bikes at people.
I don't know. I will check it out. I like him.
Hey, this has been great.
Oh, are we done?
Well, I just have a show. I have to.
What's your show? Let's tell people about it.
I do. I do an improv show at Cross Currents under the Belmont L in Chicago, and tonight it's me. It's Joel Murray, Dave Pasquesi, Honor Finnegan, a guy named Chris Paff, and then whoever the sixth we can get, and we just go up there and we try to improvise.
But you're in New York right now.
Yeah, I got to get on a plane. I gotta get back.
You take a plane to Chicago
every day.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like limousine liberal.
What?
Limousine liberal.
Private jet liberal. Please.
Oh, it's a private jet.
Please.
It's a private jet.
Don't let me in with those Kennedys.
No.
That's why I didn't know your whole story about like watching a movie on the back of a seat. I didn't understand what you were talking about that before. I'm like,
oh,
you invited someone you don't like on your plane? I'm like, what is that? Why would you do that?
And why would you sit right next to him?
Yeah,
so much space.
Exactly. It's a 60-seater private jet.
You have a bocce ball set on your private plane, right?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the season, if we can keep the grass alive.
Wow, that's great. Good for you.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
And service animals, yes, no?
Yeah, I mean, raccoons, because they've got opposable thumbs, but I wouldn't trust anything else to fly.
Oh, they're actually flying?
They're flying the plane. That's the service they're performing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to be a fly on that wall. Wait, no.
Not if my service iguana was on board.
No.
Oh, this is really devolving in a serious way.
I've enjoyed this immensely.
So have I.
It's good to see you.
Is this what it's normally like?
No, it's usually pretty funny and, edifying in some way.
Is there ever like a sustained conversation about anything? Because I feel
never. Are you kidding? No.
I didn't think so.
No.
I wanted to know because this is why I can't imagine having dinner with you. This podcast says to me, I just don't see that. I just don't see.
That's funny because I pitched this podcast as it's like having dinner with me at Frank's a long time ago.
Oh.
The end.
That was a Headgum podcast.